Yeah, baby, yeah. All right, this one is for you nerds. It's what you've been asking for. I can't tell you how many times people have asked me, Tim, what's your setup like? What's your workflow? How do you record a show? I think, I've been doing Distorted View for, I don't know, whatever, 17, 18 years, something like that. And I've done maybe one or two videos where I talked about my setup, and those all sucked. So let's try this for a third time, because now I'm kind of doing more stuff, right? I'm dabbling in live streaming. I'm recording video clips. I'm doing, a full audio show every day. There's a lot on my plate. I'm a very, very busy gal. So let me just explain to you how I do things, and maybe I should start with what I'm using. First up, the microphone that I'm currently using, and the microphone I've been using for probably the past 4 years or so, is the Electro Voice. I want to make sure I get this right. RE20. This is kind of like an industry standard. You've seen these if you've ever watched a podcast before or a radio broadcast. I'm sure you've run across this microphone. The other one that is really common is the Shure SM7B, I think it is, or SMB7, which is what I used prior to this. I find that the Electro Voice, the one that I'm currently stroking, it's a two-hander. It's girthy. This one produces a brighter vocal, I feel. I feel like the SM7B is a little more, not muddled, but muddled. Deeper. Bassier. Thumpier. Bing bong, bing boom boom. That's an expert review of those two microphones. What's holding the microphone is a low profile arm. Prior to this, I was using like a standard microphone arm, like a scissor arm, that's spring loaded or whatever. And those are fine, but when you're doing video stuff, a lot of times they're a lot higher and they come down and it blocks your face. It doesn't work great for angles. So a low profile one is the way to go, I feel. This is just like, I don't know, it's like $100. It's from Elgato. So that's what I'm currently using, and it's working out pretty well. Oh, I've got a little handheld camera here that I can sort of show you. This is what the look at this. Like this is what you're not supposed to see. Like old computers, video games, stuff I huff, lipstick from a previous video, control. I mean, it's all junk. But anyway, so this is the microphone arm. See, it's like low. It's low to the ground, low to the desk. That's the microphone arm. Let's not ever use that camera angle again. You don't need to see what's over there. It's bad. Disgusting. Anyway, so the microphone is fed into this guy. This is a new Rodecaster Pro 2. I used the original Rodecaster. I loved it. Prior to that, I was using a PreSonus, which cost a lot of money, and it was overkill for what I needed. It was like 16 or 24 channels. I don't need that many, right? This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 7 sliders, but then there's more inputs that are like virtual, things or whatever. But whatever. So you can use like 4 microphones. I've got 2. This is my main mic that you're hearing right now. This one is a boom mic that's above me, that I can turn on if I don't want my microphone in by my face. I can sort of use like a overhead mic that doesn't sound as good, but it's kind of nice to not have to worry about talking right into a microphone. Anyway, so then everything that I play on the show, whether it be through Skype, if I'm doing phone calls, I can route them through here, control the audio that I play when I'm playing clips and stuff. This little guy does like sound effects. I don't use it for sound effects. It can do way more stuff. I control Logic Pro, and I'll get into that in a second, but I programmed it so I can hit this button, and no matter what's on my computer right now, like whatever active screen I'm at, window or whatever, it doesn't matter. I can start recording Logic, which, believe it or not, is like a huge deal for me, and I'll explain that in a second. But it can do other stuff too, like when I need to do the Satan voice now, or any other voice, or effects.
I can hold this button down And I could do a voice.
I don't know what generation you're from.
It's so. Oh, hold on, I need to switch cameras here because you need to understand what a time saver that is. I mean, prior to this, I could do it a couple ways. I could do it all in software. If I need to change my voice, add effects, pretend like I'm on the phone, megaphone, pitch up my voice, whatever. I could do it through software, right? I can add like plugins and all that other stuff, which is fine. Just a little time consuming. I had then I had this guy over here. This was a specialized piece of hardware that could do different voices and stuff. But you had to like plug it into the microphone, and then audio went out into. It was fine, but there was like a lot of line noise, which is not great. So I didn't end up using this. I really opted for just doing everything in Logic for the longest time. But it's great if I just, if I'm recording the show and I get the urge or something pops in my head where I'm like, oh, it'd be great if Satan popped in here. I can just press a button and get right into it. And I can switch back and forth from my regular voice to Satan, have a conversation. It's really great. It's fun. One of the reasons why I hated the idea of doing video is because I'm focused on the audio. To start a view as an audio show. Now I got to add this whole other component, and video is kind of complicated, right? I mean, you got a lot of, you got your camera, you got stuff you want to show on your screen, you got to be switching between these things. So I needed this to be very easy, that I can like still just focus on the audio and just press a button or two, and I can control everything video wise, right? Rather than like clicking around, taking my focus off of the audio show so I can, work the video system. That wasn't going to work for me. So what I found was something I'm sure a lot of you guys know about, and that is the Stream Deck. And you can do a lot of different stuff with it. These are like programmable buttons. And what I use it for is controlling my streaming software. So I can switch cameras. When I press this button, boom, now you see me. Hi. I'm typically two-handing an episode of DV. I've always got my left hand kind of hovering over the Stream Deck here so I can like press a couple of the buttons to switch the cameras. And then my other hand is using the mouse to navigate through the computer. So that's how I'm able to record the show and, switch things. Like computer hardware-wise, I'm using an Apple MacBook Pro 16-inch. As you can see, I use Logic here. We'll get into that in a second. But I also have a couple of monitors. So the big monitor over here, and the only reason why it's this stupid huge and curved is because it was a special on at Costco. But it's nice that it's so big because I can run. This is my streaming. My streaming stuff is over here, which typically I don't have to mess around with too much when I'm recording a show. I just hit record. And then anything I need to do, I can just use that Stream Deck to do it. The thing next to it here is my sound effects, and I've been trying out different sound effect software packages. And right now I'm trying this one called Farrago or something. All right, so these programs really are just an easy way to fire off sound effects. There's noise in the background because I haven't paid for this yet, so I'm just sort of evaluating it. But whenever I need to do a quick sound effect, I use a soundboard. Prior to this, I was using just iTunes, which kind of or Apple Music, I guess, because all of my music is in there, and the search is pretty fast, and I can just type in real quick "pussy," and then up will come "pussy juice." Right, and I could just find it. But this is good too. The only problem is I sort of have to remember where everything's at, so I can't put too many sound effects on screen at once. But I can break them down into sets. Like here are some Florida jingles, and I can also fire them off by pressing numbers,
Florida,
or letters, stuff like that. So that's how I would typically play sound effects. All right, so that's the big monitor here on the side is mainly for the sound effects, and then also my streaming software which is called Ecamm Live. If you use Windows and you've ever streamed before, you've probably used OBS. OBS sucks on Mac. Ecamm is like 10 gazillion times better for Mac users. And I have quickly fallen in love with it. If you are, for some godforsaken reason, streaming or gaming on a Mac, don't laugh. Some people do. You should probably look into Ecamm because it'll just make your life so much easier. OBS, they don't. I don't think they care about the Mac. Understandably, right? Windows gaming makes more sense. But for what I do, oh my God, Ecamm is so great. Very easy to use. So love the Ecamm Live, people. All right, we have two more monitors. I've got my laptop here, but then kind of above it or behind it is another monitor, and this is where I like to keep my news stories or videos that I'm going to play. It's kind of a depressing depressing news story I have up right now. I'm not planning on reading this here on the show, but the text is kind of big because I'm old and my eyes are getting bad. But what's cool is over there on my streaming software, I can just press one little button and then boom, you guys can see what's on that screen. So again, anytime I do YouTube videos or read news stories, I'm using that monitor that's behind my laptop. Prior to that, I was using the monitor to the side. So if you watch prior videos, you've probably seen me looking over to the side. Now you'll see me a little more looking straight forward. The last monitor is the one that I use just pretty much for Logic, and that's what I use to record my show. This kind of I need to be looking at this at all times to make sure the right tracks are recording, everything's working okay. This is how I record my show, so it's kind of very, very important. I've noticed a lot of podcasts will just sort of hit record, talk for an hour, and then when they're done with the show, the whole show, they'll go back, edit it down, and post it. The way I do my show is I actually edit as I'm recording. So I'll start and stop a gazillion times, especially if I don't think something is funny enough or if I come up with a better line, I'll go back and change it right away. I don't wait to actually record the whole show and then go back. So this is a bit I did. This is a Simple Living segment. Simple Living is that fake home show hosted by Leanne Paisley Howell, right? Apparently she was going on tour. And that's what this little bit was about.
Like Heritage Fest in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, I can tell by the crowd here, tradition is so important to you. And I bet that's also apparent at your parties. So why not show a little Southern pride at your next shindig by incorporating the old stars and bars in a unique and delightful way? Tearing it up. Fun confetti made from the Confederate flag. What's wrong? Was that a gun? Are they shooting?
So each of these are separate audio files that I went back and I re-recorded for whatever reason. And that's pretty much how I record episodes of DV too. If I think of something funnier or I didn't like the way something sounded, I go back and I re-record a bunch of stuff.
Aaron Slutfest.
So what's kind of cool is, if I'm recording here or if I'm getting ready to record, right, to actually start recording, you have to click the red button or you have to hit a little, hotkey or whatever. But maybe I'm getting ready to play a video file and I want to start recording I want to record it as soon as the video starts playing here. I can't, it's hard to switch, hit record here and then go back over here and hit play. It's just all kind of very annoying. So what you can do with this Rodecaster, what's really cool is just by hitting this red button, I am now recording. And if I hit the yellow button that's next to it, it will stop. And that is a real time saver for me, believe it or not. I could be recording and then just hit this.
I've been to the second grade and I can use my context clues, but I will tell you right now
and I
don't think that you're inappropriate.
I don't even have to click back into Logic to stop this and stop that. It's just it's just very convenient to have physical buttons rather than clicking around computers the whole time. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. So I don't know how interesting this all is, but that's pretty much how I record my show. And, I've got other little things here that may interest you. I have a very basic lighting system. These are 2 LED lights. They're pretty bright. I mean, I don't know how great my lighting is, what you guys think of it, but it seems to work for me. Again, it's very simple to just turn on and start recording. And then in the back here, if I can zoom in, there's my camera. And it looks like it's really high up, and it kind of is, but that's just because I need a shot that's not going to get these stupid monitors in it, which is a huge problem. There's some other cool stuff that I don't really utilize yet. One I can switch over to. I've got a feed into my gaming system, so if I ever wanted to play, the monitor that's behind my Mac is the one that I can switch HDMIs and actually see the video game. But I'm just going to look over here at the eCam. So there's a little lag here. Probably not going to do too well. Whoa! Oh shit, I have green screen on. So you... That's crazy! Those clouds... Yeah, hold on, let me turn that off. There. Anything that's green was keying out. That's how you do! That's how you do! That's how you do! I'm losing, so I don't want to play anymore. So I could do stuff like that. So, yeah, that's how I record a show. I hope I hope that explanation wasn't too confusing, and I hope it wasn't boring. But if you're not into this technical stuff, I don't know why the hell you would click on this video anyway. So there you go. That's how I do distorted view and videos and live streams. And all right, that's enough. Thank you. Goodbye.